For the past couple of weeks, our group has been researching, observing, and interviewing Newport and its people. We each created 3 posts for a blog titled The Adventures of Newport. My post focused on what Newport had to offer in terms of entertainment and its history. My first post was a general overview of the well-known and popular street, Monmouth Street. I learned that Monmouth Street was one of the main streets that generated business. Monmouth Street allowed people to set up shop and make a living. My second post was about First Baptist Church, which is one of Newport's oldest churches. Unfortunately, I didn't get to sit down with someone from the church to get a full, accurate history of the church and the ways it has impacted Newport. I personally don't remember much about the church, but according to my grandmother, my sister and I used to attend vacation Bible school, and the people there were lovely. I do remember when they had a shop inside the church where you could buy clothes, toys, coats, belts, knickknacks, and different chinaware. I also remember them having a pantry in the back for people in need. It doesn't take a personal investigator or a genius to know that First Baptist Church is a kind and helping place. It may have started with only 7 people, but it grew to be so much more.
For my first 2 posts, I focused on housing in Newport. I was interested in learning more about the East Row district because of the beautiful historic houses located there. I had driven through the neighborhood many times and been impressed by the homes, and I was excited to find out more about the area. I researched the East Row's past and learned about how it had been created and how the houses had been designed with specific styles in mind, using what was called the Newport Plan. With this plan, many of the houses in the East Row were built with doors on the sides of the house rather than the front to allow for both increased privacy and more room for architectural details. I learned about how many of the homes had fallen into disrepair, and how the people of Newport worked hard to restore them to their former glory. For my second post, I visited the East Row district to get a feel for the neighborhood and take photos. That was my favorite part of the project. I loved exploring and observing in a physical space, rather than just researching and reading about it. East Row homes are full of character and charm, and even the landscaping is impressive. I took a lot of photos to capture the feeling you get from walking through the neighborhood. Seeing the effort and care people put into their homes really showed how people can tie their identities to the place where they live and let it represent a part of themselves. For my third post, I interviewed a woman who had worked at Dixie Chili for decades. The interview emphasized the importance of smaller businesses and restaurants in Newport, and my interview helped me to see just how important these are to the community. Dixie Chili has been around for many, many years. In fact, this year marks 90 years since its opening. I was happy to be able to show the relationship between a local business and its customers because there was a genuine connection there. That connection really stood out to me, and it says a lot about the effect a city can have on the person you become.
Working my portion of our blog from a business perspective truly allowed me to venture into the community of Newport and what the city is about. Not only did I witness the variety of businesses that call this area home, but I was able to experience how the spaces of each establishment were unique to their own identity and their views on the community. Even if 2 stores were simply across or down the street from the other, they had similar yet distinctly different atmospheres. My process of visiting businesses in the city was not strategic in any way. Rather, I simply visited shops that caught my eye, much like how visitors would explore areas that are new to them. I was lucky when my first interview post when I visited the Newport Pizza Company. If I had visited any other time, the server would not have had the time to be able to elaborate on the understanding of the business. She explained how no matter what, she always wants her customers to leave with full stomachs and a happy mind. Over time, positive customer interactions are what keep a business going. During my research post, I had talked with the workers of Atlas Dry Cleaning, which is a business that has been around since 1937. The one thing that they want every customer to think of is their great service. The identity of Newport has changed from a city with a questionable reputation to one that is flourishing with positive growth. Despite the change in time, businesses in Newport have always wanted to make their customers content. Within my observational post, I was truly able to put my feet in the shoes of the customer and experience that point of view of local businesses. I have learned that you do not need to be from the area to feel welcomed and have a sense of home right here in Newport, Kentucky.
My next post was about the lottery. I decided to research about the lottery in Newport because my cousin loves the lottery and kept telling me about how it came to be in the northern Kentucky area. I found that Newport did in fact have some impact on what was then called the numbers game. The numbers game gave the lower class an opportunity to make money and have fun for little risk. My final post was about Central Avenue. I thought Monmouth Street was the only popular street, but Central Avenue also generated a lot of people due to its clubs like the Sportsman's Club and betting on horses. Today, if you want to explore Newport, you should check out Sweet Tooth's Candies, which sells delicious chocolates and ice cream. And you should check out Newport's Food on 11th Street, which sells good chicken fingers at an affordable price. Another awesome place is 7th Street Gifts. This store sells things like incense and natural products. In the Newport Shopping Center, there is a bowling alley called Waltz Center Lanes, which is really fun. And there are two clothing stores called Ross and Burlington. Both stores sell nice clothing, toys, workout supplies, and more. Those are some of my favorite places, and if you just look around, you can find your new favorite place. When I think of Newport, I think of the family-owned businesses and the families. I would be the first to admit that there isn't much to do in Newport that doesn't involve eating, but there are memorable places that you and your family can go and make memories.